Hey, good evening. This is Stephen Galindo with a little bit of sacred wisdom, and hope that you're doing well and this video finds you well. I want to thank all of you for writing to me for what the videos that I post to Facebook and also to YouTube. I'm also grateful for those of you who go online to Amazon.com and buy my books. If you'll go to Amazon and type in my name, Stephen, S-T-E-V-E-N, Galindo is G-A-L-I-N-D-O. You will find 30 different books there that I've written since 2010, covering a variety of topics of forgiveness, studying the life of Joseph, being healed from the inside out, just a variety of different books that God has inspired me to write. I'm sure that you'll find some that'll bless you and also some members of your family. I got to thinking the other day about the lack of rest that some people get. Whenever I do a public speaking engagement away from church, I always like to ask people approximately, how much sleep do you get in a single night? And it's always been interesting to me because I was told that you should get an average of 8 hours of sleep every night. And some people probably need 9. However, most of the people that I talk to tell me that they average somewhere between 4 and 6 hours, and then they can't sleep anymore. And I understand that because there was a time when I could only sleep for 6 hours, and then I found myself waking up, and I started eliminating some things out of my life, like for instance, no visual or auditory stimulation as I'm getting ready to go to bed, so no television watching or surfing the web, anything like that. I got away from drinking anything with sugar in it because that kept me going. I stayed away from any kind of music that was fast because that amped me up as well. And so what I learned to do was just go to my room and turn on a one fan to drown out ambient noise, and then also to read. And there's no better book to read than the Bible, but other books too that I've read that have helped me to calm down, unwind, relax, and go to sleep. This is going to sound old and corny and old-fashioned, but I confess my sins to God, and I ask Him to forgive me and to give me peace so that I can sleep. There's actually verses in the Bible where God promises you a good night's sleep. But I think that if you're carrying around burdens on your heart and you've not confessed your sins and you've not repented of them, it can make for a very troubling night and difficulty sleeping, even leading to nightmares. But what I wanted to share with you this evening on this sacred wisdom piece is one of the things that Jesus said concerning our rest, and is found in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, beginning in verse 28. It says, "Come to me," Jesus said, "all of you who are weary and who carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." Boy, doesn't that sound like a lot of people in our society? We're weary and we're carrying heavy burdens, and Jesus says, "Come to me if you're weary. Come to me if you're carrying heavy burdens." And He makes this promise, "I will give you rest." So here's the conditional promise here. I'll give you rest if you'll come to me. Come to me with your burdens. Come to me with your weariness. He says, "Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I'm humble and I'm gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls." There's the promise, but there's a condition attached. He wants you to take His yoke upon you. He wants you to let Him teach you, and He promises you'll find rest for your soul. He says, "My yoke is easy to bear, and the burden that I give you is light." Matthew 11, 28, 29, and 30. Whenever we live our lives our own way, we can get ourselves under burdens that are very heavy to bear. But Jesus says, if you'll sidle up alongside me and start walking with me, your burdens are going to get lighter, because my burden for you is light. Satan's burden is very heavy, but my burden for you is light. So we've got to come to Him, and we've got to learn about Him. That's basically what He's saying. If you'll come to me, you'll draw near to me, and you'll apply yourself to learn about me, I will give you rest for your souls. You will have rest and not weariness. And so it's up to you, but there's an offer right there to help you sleep better at night and to be more at peace with yourself. Draw close to the Lord and learn as much about Him as you can from the reading of the Word and the preaching of the Word, maybe a Bible study that you can plug into somewhere in your neighborhood. He says, if you'll draw close to me, and you'll learn from me. I will lift those burdens off of you, that weariness off of you, and I will give you a rest like you've never known before. Not bragging or anything, but the other night I slept for 9 hours. Honest to goodness, I went to bed early, I prayed, I slept for 9 hours. I woke up feeling like a new man. And so I think last night it was more like 8. But my point is that I don't want you walking around with a bunch of burdens on your heart, because they do make you weary. They drag you down. They can also make you sick because your immune system gets weakened. And I don't want you living your life on coffee and energy drinks. I want you to have enough natural energy from just a well-balanced diet and plenty of rest and some exercise, so that you live a really good, healthy life now. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just making suggestions that will help you in the future. So that's a little bit of sacred wisdom that I wanted to share with you. I hope that it was a blessing to you. Write me and tell me, if this ministered to you. And if you've got any other topics you're curious about or interested in, I might be able to work something around that too. But just wanted to say, God bless you. Thank you. We love you. Have a good evening.